Long ago, in a small village surrounded by mountains, there lived a generation people had forgotten. They were the old, the poor, and the children whose parents had passed away. Many in the city believed they had nothing important to offer the world. Among them was a young girl named Mara. She grew up listening to her grandmother talk about Jesus Christ and the power of faith. Her grandmother would always say, "Even if the world forgets you, God never will." Years passed, and the village became poorer. Schools closed, farms dried up, and many young people left for the big cities. The people who remained were called the Forgotten Generation. But Mara believed something different. Every evening she gathered the children and the elderly in a small broken church at the edge of the village. The roof leaked when it rained, and the benches were old, but their faith was strong. Mara would read from the Bible and remind them that God sees what the world ignores. One year, a terrible drought came. Crops died, and the river almost disappeared. The nearby cities refused to help because they said the village had no future. The people were afraid, but Mara said, "Let us pray. The God who remembers the forgotten will hear us." For 7 days, the villagers prayed together. They prayed with tears, faith, and hope. On the 7th day, dark clouds gathered over the mountains. Rain began to fall, first slowly, then heavily. The dry river filled again. The farms came back to life, and the village was saved. News spread to the cities about the miracle that happened in the forgotten village. Soon, people began to visit. They wanted to see how a place everyone ignored could survive such hardship. When they arrived, they discovered the truth. The village had something the world lacked: faith. Mara told them, "Generations are only forgotten by people, but no generation is ever forgotten by God." And from that day on, the village was no longer known as the Forgotten Generation. It became known as the generation that believed.